you're talking about your past self and how you would previously, want to have money, and that's less of the central goal now that you realize that a truer wealth is having the mind right. And it's not an either or, really, either, is it? If your mind is right, then you're probably, this craft of managing money is maybe something that you're better at.
I'm wealthy right now, doing what I love.
Yeah.
People love me. I'm on my journey. I got personal dragons and demons to slay, and sometimes I do well with them, and sometimes it's still in progress. So I'm wealthy now.
If we see someone else who's more like caught up in trying to make money, we feel compassion for them. We feel compassion for the part of us that's caught up in that too.
Yes.
And this reference to provider anxiety like really grounds that compassion. So could you talk a little bit about including that sample from that comedian in the song and the idea of provider anxiety?
Yeah, shout out to Corey Holcomb. Yeah, that was amazing when he said that. I had to include that clip in the song because I've never heard of that, and it's a beautiful way to explain it, just the anxiety we have having to provide. And what he says is you just knowing that you gotta find a way. You gotta find a way to get it done, and like, that's not fun. That's not fun. It's a lot of despair with that, and in those low moments.
Desperation,
and quite honestly, to be frank with you, I'm trying to lean on something spiritual, where it's like, I know I'm gonna be all right. I'm always all right. I have more than enough. It's gonna come to me, it's gonna flow to me. I'll have more than even what I need or what I request, which I could be charitable with the difference. I can take the surplus.
An abundance.
And there we go, that's the word I'm looking for, abundance. So, I don't know if we could curse. I'll just say you can? Okay, so like they had a concept of like fuck you money. Like if you got fuck you money, you don't have to be in no situation that you don't want to be in, because you just go home, you got money, and not everybody has fuck you money. But spiritually is the real fuck you money, is my belief. Like, like I know I'm gonna be good. I don't even worry about that. I don't succumb to provider's anxiety. I don't succumb to fear. It's like just living fearless.
But recognizing that it is a thing that it would make sense for one to feel is a large part of that awareness. That self-awareness and awareness of swimming of the culture, the sea in which we swim.
Because you know what it'll do to you, Simon. It'll have you, oh man, that'll be a gateway to depression. You won't live, you won't be your best self, you become a shell of yourself.
And saying yes to things you don't want to say yes to.
And just doing things you don't want to do. And I mean, when you start, I'm committed to not judging people. And what I will say is, when you do things only for money, that's gonna take you on a path you don't want to be on. That's really what the Gangsta the Papier song is about. You naming all my inspirations. I remember one of my favorite movies, Wall Street. He just simply tell them in Wall Street, when you do things for money, we say you do things you don't want to do. It's like really that simple. Like, I refuse to live that way. It's not that serious. And that's the mature, evolved me speaking. And me talking about it so candidly is the leadership that we're discussing.
Totally. When I first met you, you were doing something that you wanted to do at the VFW, curating events. In this, this is a promo image that you've shared with me, and you're wearing a cap, and on the cap it says Ill County. So could you share a little bit about the events that you curate, where I first witnessed you. You were doing what you wanted to do, I was doing what I wanted to do, being the box office person at VFW. And secondly, Ill County is something else where you're in a kind of leadership role. What is Ill County, and what are the events that you do?
Ill County is my, boutique production company, I would call it. It went through many evolutions. Ill County Music Group is the full name. We do artist management, artist development, and live events. And sometimes we kind of operate as a record label, you could say. I'm trying to shy away from that, because a lot of the artists I work with invest in themselves. Sometimes we do the label thing, but our main focus is the artist management, live music events, and artist development.
So that's was that what I was witnessing at the VFW?
Yeah, that was probably one of our events. I mean, I have 2 management clients. I manage 2 R&B artists. One is named Karaya Brene. She's incredible, from Minneapolis. Also from Minneapolis, another R&B singer, Christina Sophia. She does R&B, a little bit of pop, a little bit of hip hop. And then I have more artists that I'm affiliated with, which I am going to shout them out. Shout out to Jamie, shout out to Don Juan, shout out to the Alana Lynn. So those artists are affiliated with me. And I've been doing artist management a few years. We've been doing the live music events for some years too. I think I just promoted my 18th event. I think the last one at the VFW, the Uptown R&B Showcase. That might have been my 18th event that I executive produced. So it's been a wild ride. It's been fun. It's a mountain there. It's 18 mountains I climbed, but it's a mountain every time.
You did a great job, and there's some really good footage of them all.
Say that again.
There's some really good photos and video content that comes from all of that.
Thank you. We're really just trying to change the music industry at Hill County. Like whatever little chip we can knock off or positively, whatever little dent we could put in it positively. Just give...
It's celebratory.
Yeah, giving creatives a more positive experience. It was all born out of me being in the game so long, and some of the negative experience I had are just less than ideal experiences I had as a performer and recording artist, and like, how can I just make that a little bit better for the people coming behind me?
Yeah, those artists performing on that stage with the lighting, and then to have it be like professionally captured in a way that then can serve the artist going forward.
Absolutely.
It's very intentional and
Thank you.
a nice
Thank you
case in point of you.
I didn't have that. These are things I didn't have, and I'm just trying to give that to the next generation. I mean, I really love music. It helps when you really love music. I know you love music.
Yeah.
We really love what we do, so that helps.
If you can help artists have good experiences, then we all grow and
I need that music. I need
life force.
I need those artists making that great music. I'm gonna listen to it. I need those great performers. I need people to become stars. That just helps what I love. It helps music. I try my best to be as unselfish with it as possible, because I'm going to enjoy it all. It's really that simple for me.
Yeah. What you were just saying about being unselfish reminded me of one last really interesting moment that I wanted to touch upon in We Made It Through. Because they're juxtaposed on the topic of selfishness or unselfishness. We go straight from became the 612 God to immediately after that humility with high level rappability. So there we have like immediately juxtaposed. So like you've said before, like MC God complex.
Absolutely.
But then also sharing something that you through experience, you've experienced what happens when the ego is quieted. And humility, and you experience more blessings when you're humble. So it's just really interesting there's not too much like ego bashing here, and you allow yourself you still have 612 God. I think that's such an interesting juxtaposition, and whether you have on the back of what you were just saying about being unselfish, raises questions about, what is the self? What do we mean by the self? If the self is just like the egoic everyday self, then we can see that gets in the way of growth a lot. But we can think about the higher self and whether you're in alignment with your higher self. What thoughts do you have on that? All of that.
Oh man, when I'm creating opportunity. Okay, let me back up. Who I am is the possibility of empowering other creative people, and that's who I am. So when I'm doing that, that's my higher self working. We all strive. We will see if we tap in, we will see our higher self at work. We definitely know when our lower nature's at work.
Right.
We those are the moments we're not proud of. Those moments we're not proud of, and we don't like to go back to or try to forget or whatever. So
feel shame about.
The juxtaposition you speak of is both can exist at the same time. I'm big on, hey, believe in yourself, be unapologetic about that. People are going to slam doors in your face. You're going to hear no's. Your belief in yourself has to be able to overcome that. And that's part of it. But also it's like, it helps when people like doing business with you, or when people like interacting with you, or, if I can package up my confidence the right way, it won't be off-putting.
Yes.
And more importantly, it'll be inviting. People will want to, hey, how could I come get some of that sauce?
Yeah, because
what you got going on? How you doing that?
Yeah,
versus, oh, he's just a jerk.
Right,
Yeah,
because
asshole.
it's not wrapped up with I am the best and you're worse than me.
No.
Like it's that's not the energy of
Right.
it.
Plus, I mean, I'm a rap man. I'm an MC. When them microphones come on, I'm gonna do what I do. Like that's the thing. That's when I get on that stage, I'm gonna do what I do. Some people say that's a different me. I mean, I'm a star. It's supposed to be. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. That's what I signed up for.
Yeah.
I'm not Antoine that you went to junior high with. I'm not Antoine you remember back in Joliet, like on the block, like, or in Chicago when I was a preteen. Like I'm a different person now. I'm supposed to be different on that microphone, on the recordings and on that stage, and here with you today. You know, so, and you know, there's that business component to. Hey, I have to be humble. I have work to do and I have goals to meet, and I have to come in these doors and get the job done. When I work with these artists, I got to be humble. Yeah, my confidence is why they want to work with me, but it's a service position. I am of service to them to help them get their music out there or get just get their brands out there. I have to be. I'm at your service. Let's do it.
And the extraordinary.
I don't know if that's the answer to your question, but those are my thoughts.
Yeah, and the extraordinary. There is something extraordinary about being in that service position in a kind of wonderfully paradoxical way.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
You reference Lisa Nichols, or I think the reference to extraordinary choices is a kind of a shout out to Lisa Nichols and the idea of there not being extraordinary people, but like ordinary people making extraordinary choices.
Yes.
And you're essentially talking about loving and celebrating the extraordinariness of yourself and anyone.
Yeah.
And it's contagious.
Yeah, we all can do it.
Like in a good way. Like if you are allowing yourself, empowering yourself, and committed to empowering others, then there is something in a good way contagious about that. Just as there also is something contagious about the anxiety and the person that's caught up in provider anxiety, for example.
Yeah.
Like that is contagious too. So it's a different type. It's a positive contagion.
Excellent point you make. We don't want to spread those vibes.
Yeah.
We want the good vibrations.
Well, let's wrap up with drawing attention to the newest release, which is New and You.
Yes.
And it's interesting, some of these same themes kind of coming up there. Essentially, is it fair to say it's like reckoning with polyamory, trying to be true to oneself, and
I would say, not to cut you off, I would probably say more like non-monogamy.
Non-monogamy?
Yeah, I wouldn't say polyamory.
Well, what's the difference?
There's nothing wrong with either. Nothing wrong with polyamory. I'm not trying to bash that. I just want to be clear about what my art.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I was asking.
This particular piece of work, New and You in particular, and shout out to my brother Jay Jim, and I was featured on the song with me. I'm speaking more about just non-monogamy and.
So you have one partner.
There.
But you catch then the self-awareness piece again. You find yourself feeling desire for someone else.
Yeah.
And the song is reckoning with that reality. And an interesting moment for me in the song, with that having been established, is so we're talking about the new rather. There's a new and the you, and discussing the new. She like how I'm chasing gramophones, but if she's thinking that you out the picture, damn, she wrong. Right. Let's continue our conversation of being in alignment with one's higher self, or getting caught up in behaviors or patterns that one feels ashamed of by contrast.
Yeah.
And there is the part of you that's like in alignment and flourishing, is doing impressive things like chasing gramophones.
Yeah.
And then new people are like responsive to that. But the message of this song is that even as that is the case, there is what has always already been true between you and the of the song, the original person that one is is committed to remaining in loving relationship with.
Absolutely.
That remains. And that's essentially what the song is communicating.
Absolutely.
Yeah? And then no comparison, just contrasting. That seems such an important key too. There's this thing happening with one individual, and then there's this different thing, and you're not comparing. Yes.
Both taking place. But they're both taking place. They're both existing.
Yeah. So do you have any reflections on, maybe returning to some of the themes in our conversation so far today? Do you have any reflections on writing this song and the growth that happens and the challenge of writing a song that does justice to the complex interpersonal situation that sparks the song?
Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful question. It connects back to what we've been talking about this afternoon of I sent this piece of music to Jay Gemini, my co-writer, my songwriting partner. He came back with this idea. I'm like, well, I wouldn't have thought of making a song like this, but it sounded so good. It's like, okay, let's do it. I think I could get in this chamber. It was my thought process when you bring the idea back to me. It's a challenge.
I
love that you catch that.
Yeah.
So what we've been talking about all day so far. How do I bring something like this? How do I bring a spiritual, more elevated conversation to this topic of non-monogamy, which for some people may be triggering, a song about it or not. Some people just enjoy it. It's good music. I get it all. I welcome it all. But I know me, 10 years ago, TWAIN would approach this song different. 20 years ago, early music career, TWAIN would have definitely approached it different. But I'm not interested in any glorifying of the two women. I'm not interested in any, hey, I'm cool, I'm dating two women. I'm not interested in any of that. Hey, do what you do. How can we have this more of an elevated conversation about it, more spiritual conversation about it, and still make the song be enjoyable, non-preachy, and just fun to listen to. Yeah. I don't want to interrupt the listening experience. So that's where the challenge lies. So that's how I approached it. I said, well, we're gonna focus on the you in the conversation. It's more of I don't really like the whole reassuring idea, which we don't even have time to talk about why I don't like that today, but that's another conversation, probably offline. But I guess it's a little elements of just reassurance, okay, yeah, this is going on. We talked about this. This is our agreement. This is how it's playing out. You don't have to worry because I'm in communication with you. This is not a competition. It's all good. Me and you are as strong as ever. I'm just human. I'm human. We're gonna like other people, same way you're gonna like other people. In this case, it was my song though, so I got to tell my point of view. Go make your own song or whatever, or go write your own book or whatever. So it's kind of just more like that approach. This is a human thing, whereas in this song, we are not shying away from it. We're not making ourselves wrong for it.
It's choosing the way in which you've composed the song and responded to the challenge of, okay, we're writing a song where this is the content. You choose to emphasize community. So you choose to emphasize communication,
yes,
connection, presence, and
managing that connection.
We keep it real with each other. This is the consequence.
This is the consequence. Yes,
keeping it real. You keep it real.
If we say we're in agreement about this, or we're in communication about this, this could potentially happen, and I'm coming and telling you about it. I like somebody else too. I'm not.
Yeah.
Nothing's changing with me, you and I.
Here I am prioritizing communication and connection with you.
This is what it looks like. I have to come tell you, which is what you say you want. And it could easily be me. That's what I want listeners to get to. I want people to get that. New and you could easily go the other way, and it could be a woman coming to me, hey, I like another guy. I'm seeing another guy. Or I met another guy that I like. And, just that's what communication looks like. My personal wish and hope for all relationships is that they just be as strong as they could possibly be, and that communication not be a cliche or just like word salad or a word we throw around, and that it be real and Knowing You is just kind of like a pretty fun sprinkle of that, like in the world and artistry.
Yeah.
A little more elevated conversation around it.
Totally.
Didn't try too hard, didn't try to make it preachy.
Yep.
Just a fun entree into that for people like, oh, what's possible? That's all.
Yeah, as fun as it is, it's got this same, I think it relates to the idea of the heart having been trained to be full of love, as opposed to being full of self-hatred, because it's exactly the kind of situation where if the heart is full of self-hatred, one might beat oneself up. Or
suppress that. It's all about turning humanity up. Like, you might like somebody, that's okay. Just be in communication.
Know what one's values are and speak to them and speak from them and
showing what's possible.
Yeah.
There we go. Showing what could be possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody has their preferences, and that's okay. Everybody's different. I'm just showing one possibility here of what could be real for people, and when that humanity pops up, what it would look like to be in communication. And we just really wrapped it up in a really nice song. That's all.
Lovely. Well, speaking of wrapping up, as you come to a close, and we're already talking about what's possible and demonstrating what's possible, what do you have on the horizon?
Great question. Knowing You is still going strong. Prayerfully, we'll get it on some more radio. Radio has been great with the song, and playlisters and curators and platforms. I just did a social media shout out to everybody because I was blown away with how many people have picked up the song. I'm hoping more listeners will add it to their personal playlists and stream it more and purchase it. But it's the first single from my upcoming body of work, the Love Triangle Project. As soon as possible, I'll tell more about that. As soon as possible, we'll get more into what that is. So we're still pushing the single. Love Triangle. The Love Triangle Project coming soon.
A fitting title.
It's not about a love triangle. I will let that go, though. That's not what, in a single don't help. But I can at least say that right now, that the Love Triangle Project is not about a love triangle.
That is interesting.
Despite what the first single may be about. But we'll get more into that. And we got more content coming. And we want to get a Knowing You music video done and other visuals, other music visuals. Me and Jay Jim and I are gonna go sit down too and talk about the lyrics soon. Do another one of those. That'll be fun. Those Genius videos are always
they're great.
fun.
Lyric breakdowns.
I got some performances coming up that should be announced very soon. I don't want to talk out of turn with the whole signing contracts and stuff like that. So, but I definitely got some live music announcements coming up. What else with me? I think that's pretty much it with me.
Oh, that's a lot.
And I want to shout the girls out, Christina and Karaya. They got stuff coming. Karaya Brene, check her out. Christina Sophia, check her out. I've been producing Christina Sophia's record. Her new album is called I Am Christina Sophia, so I'm producing and executive producing that. We've been in the studio. Karaya got some stuff coming up. Shout out to Jamie. Jamie got some stuff coming up. So it's Alana Lynn and Don Juan. So shout out all my artists, of course.
Yeah, keep me in the loop about all of that.
Oh, for sure. Hopefully we'll be back at the VFW doing some stuff soon. I got some other artists I'm talking to about throwing the show. Again, that's not official yet, but so I can't say no names or anything. But hopefully we'll be working with you guys on that. Actually, we will be when we do that.
Excellent.
And I think that's pretty much it. And shoot, if you see me in the community, see me around town, say hi, because I always go to other people's concerts and stuff like that, and try to support whenever I can get outside, because I love all this stuff.
Yes.
I love black music, but I'm not limited to R&B and hip hop. You'd be shocked where you'll see me at. So
excellent.
So
I look forward to seeing you at these various things.
I think that's it.
That's a lot of to be continued.
For sure.
I'm sure there'll be.
Well, I mean, I only can talk about what I can talk about. We want to make sure.
That's good. To be continued is good.
I only want to mention what's real and what's really going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
yeah. So, and on the note of the to be continued, I'm sure, hopefully, we can have an interview to promote the Love Triangle record when that does come out.
Oh, for sure. I'll be happy to come back
and some of the other artists you were just referring to. So,
they love that. Yeah.
So
definitely.
Watch this space for more Back to the City featuring TWAIN and Ill County. To be continued.
To be continued. Yeah. And be sure to follow me on social media too, at TWAIN Low, TWAINLO, on everything. Follow me. I got to put that out there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So more to come. Thanks very much for taking this journey with us today, viewers. Thanks so much for coming in, Twain.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And there'll be more Back to the City next week, premiering at 10 p.m. on MCN6.